Look at how easily we fall into step. We pack our schedules, move in the same direction, and surround ourselves with noise. Following the crowd offers a specific kind of relief. By focusing on the tasks meted out by the collective, we avoid the heavy labor of self-communion. The constant activity of the herd creates a warmth that drowns out the questions that only arise in silence. In 1919, the German novelist and Nobel laureate Hermann Hesse wrote a letter to a young person navigating a fractured world. He saw this trance of imitation and busyness as a fatal trap. Hesse drew his conviction from Friedrich Nietzsche. Both men argued that humanistic individualism requires a deliberate break from the multitude. You cannot find yourself while mistaking the faces of others for your own. This represents what Hesse called alien-imposed destiny. Reacting passively to society means life becomes external events that strike us from outside. Without an internal foundation, we have no defense. When destiny hits an empty vessel, it lays us low. The safety of the crowd is a dangerous illusion. To survive life, we have to undertake the agonizing work of unlearning the habit of being someone else. This unlearning demands a shift in how we view pain. Hesse argued that action and suffering are one and the same. To be alive is to be in a continuous state of suffering your own existence. It is an organic process. A child suffers its birth. The root suffers the rain that feeds it, and the bud suffers the tension of its own flowering. But we must distinguish between meaningless misery and what Hesse calls good suffering. Good suffering is the living kind. It is the friction that builds character and depth when we face our lives head-on. We spend so much energy running from hardship. But if we stop and learn to respect our pain, it becomes the forge of destiny, the place where our true selves are manufactured. To endure that forge, you need an environment where the noise of the crowd cannot reach you. You need prolonged, profound solitude. Hesse's solitude is a summit where silence and danger dwell. It bears no resemblance to the sweet, bubbling fountains of a poet's imagination. It is a path fraught with terror. Hesse describes it as a cold, stellar space, a psychological landscape where you confront your own shadows, the places where snakes and toads lie in wait. People fear this space so much that they will violently reject those who choose it. The herd hates the solitary individual because the air around them lacks the soft, safe fragrance of the home in the hatchery. But if you can stomach this isolation, if you can sit with your terrors without retreating to the crowd, you develop an internal gravity. Hesse called this the magic stone, a core weight that eventually attracts your true destiny. When you build that core, the physics of your life reverse. Destiny no longer strikes you from the outside. Instead, it is generated from within your innermost being, radiating outward and deflecting the demands of the world. This internal locus of control grounds you. You become indifferent to the possibility of falling because the foundation is yours alone. You realize that radiant action doesn't come from busy, industrious hammering. It grows quietly in the silence of the mountains. This is Hesse's plea. Inside every single one of us is a hidden, authentic being, still in the deep sleep of childhood. It is waiting for you to call it forth. Your true future is not tied to society's metrics. It is not about accumulating money, chasing power, or mimicking someone else's success. Your hardest, most dangerous task is this. You were made to enrich the world with your own unique tone and shadow. Embrace the silence. Learn to suffer the growing pains of your own mind. If you do, you will stop being a victim of the destiny that happens to you and finally step into the destiny you become.